her collegiate career. Back onto the bars for Bowling Green. Grace Logan. Logan, the freshman from Pomfret Center, Connecticut. Freshman for that team.
.975 for Morgan Spence on the vault.
And a 9.775 on the last bar routine for Bowling Green. Rachel Underwood with the vault for Western Michigan.
Yurchenko full, beautiful controlled landing, just a small step back, but that was an awesome finishing vault.
Underwood, our spotlight player in the Open today. All conference a year ago, all tournament in the MAC championships last year, and set a Western Michigan University record for a 39.325 in the all-around and finished fourth. And the final competitor on the vault for Western Michigan is Taylor Bice getting set, the sophomore from Holland, Michigan.
Yurchenko full, just a side step on the landing. It's exciting. It's alumni weekend for the Bices. It's a family of Western Michigan University Gymnastics graduates there.
And as you can see, it was a very nice bar routine as well. Grace Logan, the young freshman, getting some accolades from her teammates. The vault scores have come in for Western Michigan. All right, we're going live then. So we'll do it. But we have to, that's the final vault score?
Yeah, vault total 48.75.
And they still have 3 to go on the bars, or?
Yeah, Laura Mitchell is up next.
Yeah.
Oh, this is their lineups, yeah.
Yep, that's their lineup.
Yeah, so 3 more. What time are we going live at?
125.
No, I didn't see it. Where's it at?
I don't know. I wrote a note on my phone and I have it on the camera.
Oh, no, I didn't see it. No, it's probably because we're going live now.
All right, I guess the link is up, I've been told, so.
All right.
Is there a way to find the scores? Do people print the scores out?
They
so
should print them, and I don't know if they send them to us, but.
They should. Yeah, I don't.
I do. I can pull it up on my phone and just leave it up.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. Is there a link to that anywhere? Twitter page or anything? Okay.
Just preseason, we put in so much hard work. It's nice to be able to go out there and show what we've learned in preseason. And so, yeah, it's very exciting. We do lots of numbers of skills and routines, and we lift in the weight room, and we put in a lot of hard work and numbers.
Coyle at Western Michigan University, joined by former Bronco gymnast Lauren Vandenberg. And we begin in progress here this afternoon with the Western Michigan Broncos hosting the Bowling Green Falcons. Rotation number 1 in the books for Western Michigan, a 48.750. Lauren, what are some impressions of that first rotation on the vault? That's above their season average.
Yeah, so we had an awesome start out on vault. Katie Jennings with a beautiful souk full, and that was a great start to our lineup. And then we just built from there. Rachel Underwood had a beautiful vault, just a small step on her landing. It was an incredible rotation for Western. Definitely one for the books.
And waiting on the bar scores for Bowling Green. Falcons enter action 45th in the nation on bars, but they're certainly looking to improve this year. And the scores have come in, a 47.575 on the bars for Bowling Green, and that's a bit below their season average. So Western Michigan takes an early lead here this afternoon.
Yeah. Bowling Green's definitely looking to strengthen their bar lineup, and they have been lately. It was seems like just a little bit of a fluke day for them, but they definitely have been getting stronger on bars, so it'll be exciting to watch them throughout the season continue to just excel.
Falcons shift on over to the vault. Western Michigan onto the uneven bars for rotation number 2. We spotlighted some players before. Giovanna East, the sophomore for Bowling Green, was the reigning MAC Freshman of the Year a year ago, is just an electric gymnast. There she is for the Falcons. And we also talked about the steady Rachel Underwood for Western Michigan. What are some things individually you're expecting today from Giovanna East?
So Giovanna is an extremely powerful gymnast, just like we talked about earlier. Today on vault, she will be last in their lineup. She's competing a Yurchenko 1.5, and that is actually one of the few vaults that starts from a 10.0 this year. They changed that rule 2 years ago from Yurchenko full, starting from a 10. Now they only count 1.5s or other unique vaults. So that'll be really interesting to watch. I don't think anybody else here is doing a Yurchenko 1.5 today. So, and Rachel Underwood had a fantastic vault. She's actually not competing on the bars today. Coach Jernigan said that they were going to rest her this week. She's typically an all-around gymnast, but she can step up whenever they need her. So something really special about Rachel Underwood.
Coaches here this afternoon. We'll take a look at the series history. Bowling Green against Western Michigan, and it all began back in 1976. Falcons have a 27-16 all-time lead against the Broncos. But Western Michigan, they have captured 3 consecutive meets, including last year.
And last year, that was a huge score for Western Michigan, 195-575. Definitely a great meet. It was a great away score to count, too, for a regional qualifying score.
Anything in particular you remember about that meet?
I just recall the amazing energy that both teams had during the entire meet. You know, it was loud. Everyone was excited. Bowling Green and Western Michigan is always a fun matchup every year. These teams are so close in competition that every year you just never know what's going to happen. So it all comes down to the last routine.
How would you describe the MAC in general this year, the competition?
Just the MAC compared to past years is getting more and more competitive. We are getting up there with the SEC schools and the Pac-12 schools. You know, we're getting pretty competitive. I know Central Michigan came out with a huge score in their second meet of the year, and they were ranked nationally up with all those other schools from SEC.
Western Michigan last year, they were 4th in the MAC championships, but had a 196.075. The second highest score in program history. And Bowling Green had their second highest score in program history in the championships as they finished second with a 196.4. And both of these teams on the rise, Lauren. They have progressively scored better each and every meet, both of these teams so far.
Yeah. So that's definitely something that the coaches are looking for. They're looking for that upward trend in scores. Each week they take every little thing that they feel that they need to fix or anything that went wrong, and they just work so hard every week on fixing those things, and they try to show it in the next meet. So hopefully we're going to see a lot of those things from last weekend.
Bowling Green getting set for the vault, and they have updated the scores coming in. The bar score for Bowling Green was actually a 48.725 as they have been updated. And that is well above their season average, and certainly something that Kerry Turner, their head coach, was looking forward to today. Talked about the fact that they just have to compete on bars the way that they compete in practice. Don't have to be worried about it. Shake off the nerves. She knew they had the potential, and today in that first rotation they showed it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it's all about. It's all about transitioning, you know, what you do in the gym to what you do in competition. And it's easy to say that it's exactly the same, but it's definitely the pressure definitely is on.
Western Michigan on the vault, a 9.825 for Rachel Underwood to lead the way. A 9.75 for Stacey Harrison, the freshman. Morgan Spence, another freshman for Western Michigan, had a 9.75. And on bars for Bowling Green, starring was the anchor in that rotation, Alex Folkler, only a freshman from Pennsylvania, had a 9.825. Bowling Green begins on the vault.
Yurchenko tuck full with the stick. Awesome start to Bowling Green's vault rotation. That was exactly what they needed.
That's a freshman for this Bowling Green team, and it's Nikita Kearns. You will hear her name often today. The freshman from Waterford, Ohio, has led off for them on the vault, the beam, and the floor this year. Was a level 10 state all-around champion for 3 years in Ohio. Now they turn their attention toward Elena Lawson. Lawson, the freshman from Marietta, Ohio. Lawson's career high on the vault is a 9.675. But remember, just a freshman for this team.
9.725 for that last vault from Nikita. Great starting score for Bowling Green. Yurchenko layout full. Small hop on the landing. Great second vault.
And that 9.725 for Nikita Kearns, that was a career high for her.
Back to bars. Taylor Bice up first. Beautiful start to her routine. We're looking for a strong finish on this routine to set the tone for the lineup. This is a new dismount for her. Double layout. Perfect, just a hop back on the landing, but so awesome. She's come so far with that dismount.
Taylor Bice, the sophomore from Holland, Michigan. She was the Western Michigan University Freshman of the Year last year, named in that postseason banquet. Her mom, Bonnie, is in the Hall of Fame here at Western Michigan. Her sister, Jessie, is a MAC champion on the vault back in 2013.
Just a long lineage of Bices at Western Michigan University. They have made quite the name for themselves here, so it's always exciting to watch Taylor as the last Bice to come through here.
Brandy Morris up next on the vault for Bowling Green. Morris from Arlington, Texas.
Yurchenko layout half, just a small step on the landing. Beautiful vault, another one from Bowling Green. Their vault lineup is just incredible this year. Very, very competitive.
Morris finished 7th in the all-around in the state of Texas at level 10 and has 3 brothers, and all of them have played college baseball. Flip things back to Western Michigan, getting ready for the bar routine. Kelsey Hood.
9.8 on bars for Taylor Bice. Huge opening score for Western Michigan.
Another look at this vault.
Awesome, just that small step there. Kelsey Hood, toe up. Looking to hit this handstand. Awesome. Blind full. Double tuck, dismount, and a stick. Great second routine.
Kelsey Hood, second team All-MAC in 2015 and the MAC Freshman of the Year back in 2015. Academic All-MAC within this league. Had a 9.750 in bars last week against Central Michigan. We'll take a look at this again, Lauren.
Beautiful stick on the dismount. Kelsey is just known for that. She is a solid sticker when it comes to bars.
Katie Morsefield just vaulting for Bowling Green State. Morsefield from Kent, Ohio. Graduated from Theodore Roosevelt High School, and she's a vault specialist for this Bowling Green program. Morsefield's career high is a 9.800. She had that at Michigan State last year.
Stacey Harrison up next on the bars.
Harrison, a talented freshman for Western Michigan. Started out on the vault today with a 9.750. Can see there she's from Fayetteville, North Carolina, but actually trained in South Carolina. Finished 4th in the all-around there. And won this bar event in her first home meet.
Looking for another huge routine from Stacey Harrison. She's got the power. Blind change. Jaeger to a bail. Looking for those handstands. Double layout. And a stick for Western Michigan. Awesome second routine to follow Kelsey Hood.
How about Stacey Harrison showing it early in her career? And you may hear that crowd roaring a bit, and that was Lauren Tamino's vault for Bowling Green. Tamino, an academic All-MAC performer, the junior from Staten Island, New York. We'll take a look at this.
She does a beautiful Yurchenko full here. And a stick on the landing, huge. And you see her put her heels together. That's really important for the stick to count and not take any deduction. The judges want to see that your feet are close enough together that you can put your heels together. So that'll be a huge score for Bowling Green on the vault.
And now it's the anchor. The 10-0 start value, Giovanna East, one of the best gymnasts in the nation, the reigning MAC Freshman of the Year a year ago. Her coach says she absolutely craves the spotlight. She loves it.
Yurchenko 1.5. Just a small, minuscule hop on the landing there. We'll see if the judges give it to her, but that was an incredible vault. You see the power and the height that she gets on that.
This Falcon program certainly excited with that vault rotation, and Giovanna East, her career high is a 9.9. Is there a chance at that with that vault?
Yes, definitely. Up next, Morgan Spence on the bars. A toe handstand to an immediate Ginger. Beautiful bail to handstand. And just the dismount left here. Blind change, double flyaway. Just a small step on the dismount there. That was a really nice, clean routine from Morgan Spence.
Morgan Spence, a freshman from Raleigh, North Carolina, and she won the all-around at Central Michigan last weekend. Had a 9.8 on the bars.
Morgan's definitely been a face to watch this year. She's been competing all around in all three of the competitions thus far, this being the third. Coach Jernigan talks about how hard she works in the gym, and it's really awesome to see that hard work pay off.
Lauren, we just saw back-to-back, Harrison and Spence, two freshmen in this program. How difficult is it to step in as a freshman and compete at this level?
Well, as a freshman, the first time competing is definitely something you've never felt before, but it's a different type of experience than it is when you're in club gymnastics. It's intense. You get a little bit nervous, but the teamwork really shows through. You know, your teammates get you through it, and once you do it a couple times, it becomes so natural and so comfortable.
Take a look at Giovanna East after that terrific vault she had for the Falcons. Some big scores early here this afternoon from Kalamazoo.
Jessie Yunchai up on the bars. We're looking for a strong routine from her. That's an over-the-bar mount. Blind change, Jaeger to immediate bail. Nice hit handstand there from Jessie. Blind change, double flyaway. Just a hop back on the dismount, but that was an otherwise really clean routine from Jessie Yunchai.
Jessie Yunchai, the senior from Shelby Township, Michigan, from Utica High School. Obviously a terrific gymnast for Western Michigan, but did have a couple of falls last weekend at Central. And how big of a bounce back was that today for her? It
was huge for her. Jessie's actually one of those gymnasts that's very consistent in and out of the gym. So for her to fall in a bar routine is kind of rare, but big bounce back for her. I bet she's feeling really confident about bars, and I'm sure she worked really hard this week to get that routine back together to where it needed to be for this meet.
Jessie Yunchai finished third place in the MAC Championships on beam a year ago with a career-high 9.9. Has already accepted a job after graduation. A very important component of this Western Michigan team.
Yeah, Jessie, you can see her talking to her teammates before they go. She's such a strong and influential motivator when it comes to gymnastics. She always knew the right things to say right before everybody went. So definitely, if you see her talking to other girls, that's what she's doing, just encouraging them and giving them that confidence, that little extra confidence they need before they go out and nail that routine.
And now it's one of the best stories of the week. Amelia Muller taking over on bars. She competed in her first ever Western Michigan University event last week, had a 9.9 on the bars, and was named the MAC Specialist of the Week. How about that for a debut?
Huge comeback for Amelia, too, after an ACL tear her freshman year. And now she's just working her way back into the lineups. Big dismount, double A, small step back on the dismount. Very clean routine.
Muller follows up that impressive debut she had at Central Michigan with another solid routine here today in Kalamazoo. and a couple of rotations in the books. What are your thoughts so far today?
Very, very impressed with all the gymnastics I'm seeing. We knew that with this new class of freshmen and this new age of gymnastics that we were going to see a lot of talent here today, and I think that's exactly what's happening.
Western Michigan does have a few exhibitions they will run out for the uneven bars. Kendall Carlson first up. There's Amelia Moeller there, the MAC Specialist of the Week after that 9-9 on bars up at Central Michigan. Was hurt last year, as Lauren said, was a little bit late to get started this year, and has performed extraordinarily well in the early campaign.
One thing Western takes a lot of pride in this year is their depth that they have in their lineup. So we have 2 exhibitioners here on the bars. The bar lineup is one of those events that everyone's fighting to get into, and having that depth is really helpful for teams just in case an injury or a sickness happens. Another one of these girls can step right up and fill that lineup spot.
Head coach Penny Jernigan told me that it was the deepest bars they have ever had, that they trained 10 athletes on bars.
Just a little too much on that handstand.
And again, these are exhibitions. The scores will not count toward that total. But a great opportunity to get some experience and look toward the future.
Yeah, the coaches are able to take the exhibition scores and compare them to the scores that are in the lineup to see if they need to make some changes in the lineup for the next week. But just a good opportunity to get out there and get a routine under your belt.
Kendall Carlson from Ann Arbor, Michigan. She was born there, graduated from Saline High School, and also had an exhibition on bars last week against Central Michigan.
Kendall just fell a little bit over on that second cast there.
Assistant coach Al Sharns in his 4th year. Gymnastics co-captain at Western Michigan. What are your impressions of him?
Al's such a great coach. He originally owned a club gym here in Kalamazoo and bounced over to Western Michigan to help us with our team one year. And just we fell in love with him. He fell in love with the program, and the rest is history, and he's been here since then. Al's an incredible coach. He specializes in the bar lineup, so he's been such a blessing to the program.
There's Al, a co-captain for Western Michigan back in 1982 and 83, and he still holds several Bronco records.
Kendall's really bouncing back on this bar routine. Just finished with the dismount here. Double layout. Awesome finish from Kendall. Very impressive to see her get back up and finish a routine like that.
Nice bounce back effort for Kendall Carlson on the bars. One more exhibition to come for Western Michigan on the bars. Al Sharns, some final thoughtful tips as he addresses his gymnast.
Alexis Oliver is a freshman. Bars is her strong event, so it'll be really fun to watch her today. She's got some beautiful lines, and she just soars on all of her releases and her dismounts.
From Huntersville, North Carolina, and Southlake Christian Academy, and she actually trained with Olympian Ashton Locklear. An interesting background for her.
Clear hip to Ganger, and just wasn't quite there.
We are watching an exhibition here at Western Michigan University for the bars. Broncos on vault. Began the day 48.75. And Bowling Green, the scores came in. It's a 48.95 for their vault score. And Giovanna East just did miss that career high with a 9.875. Broncos a 48.95 on the bars. Western Michigan came in 23rd in the nation in bars this year, and they have even improved that score here today. Olivier is done. We're halfway done here from Kalamazoo, Michigan. 2 rotations in the book. We'll be back with rotation number 3 coming up right after this.
incredible. You guys are breaking team records, individual records, school records, and to hear that you guys have the top 8 accumulative GPA in the nation as a team, that's absolutely unheard of, and keep that up because that's going to take you a long way. And as of now, I got to single out Katie Jennings. Please stand up. And I want to say how proud your coaches are, how proud your teammates are, and how proud I am of everything that you've accomplished over the past few years. And because of that, you're going to be awarded a full athletic scholarship in Dayton. And I'm so proud to be the person to deliver this. And I just want to say, keep up all the hard work, all you girls, and go kill it, Broncos.
Couldn't be a person more well-deserving of this, okay? And I think your teammates would agree. You give your heart and soul to this team, and we've all noticed, except for you, that you're the only one that doesn't know, just how much we all love you and respect you, and you couldn't deserve this much.
How about that for Katie Jennings? Katie Jennings awarded a scholarship. And Lauren, what do you think about when you watch that?
Honestly, that just brings back so many emotions for me. Katie and I are actually really great friends, and she is obviously such a talented athlete, but getting awarded a full ride scholarship as a collegiate athlete is one of the biggest honors that anyone could ever have, and I couldn't even think of anybody more deserving of that. She's just such a hard worker, so strong-headed, but just an amazing athlete. It's just so exciting to see that happen for her.
Jennings, terrific academically, an academic all-MAC performer, a junior from Rochester, Michigan. Take a look at the scores here this afternoon after a couple of rotations on the vault there for Bowling Green. They had some very, very strong finishes. Zamino with a 9.850. That's her career high, and Giovanna East just missed her career high.
So what the coaches are doing when they build these lineups is they typically are looking to build the lineups in a way that the scores will increase as it goes. So you typically will put your best person last, and that's exactly what Carrie did for a vault lineup.
East anchored that, and now the Western Michigan bar scores. Actually, the Bowling Green scores there. We are beginning rotation number 3. The beam for Western Michigan and the floor routine for Bowling Green.
Morgan Spence first up on beam, and Indian McPeak will bring Bowling Green out on floor. Morgan actually asked Coach Jernigan if she could go first on this event. Great series. That was a 1-arm back handspring to a layout step out. Not something you see very often, but very unique. It's a 3/10 bonus connection. And what they're looking for as a starter on beam is just consistency and confidence. We talked about earlier setting the tone for the lineup, and Morgan definitely does that. Side aerial, layout, full dismount, stick. Awesome first routine for Western Michigan, exactly what they wanted.
Terrific leadoff again for Spence, who won the all-around at Central Michigan University a week ago. And now we turn our attention toward Indian McPeak, starting things off on floor for Bowling Green. She's a Bangor, Northern Ireland product.
Great first pass, double tuck. Bowling Green definitely has some high energy in their routines. They're just really, really fun to watch.
Transferred in from the University of Michigan.
Getting some exciting cheering on the sidelines from Bowling Green. This is definitely an event where they have a lot of fun, and you can sense it.
She finished third on the floor at Eastern Michigan University a week ago at home.
Front through to a 2.5. Twisting layout. Great finish for India McPeak and great start for Bowling Green on the floor. This should be an exciting rotation for them.
Kind of a change in the lineup. In floor for Bowling Green, a last minute change. We'll see how it all stands out. And now we go back to the beam for Western Michigan. Sarah Shirley.
Back layout, step out. Beautiful stick. Full turn. Sarah Shirley's definitely looking confident today on beam. Front toss. Beautiful stick. Just the dismount. Just a small step back on her dismount, but that was awesome. The tone for the beam lineup has been set, so Western Michigan, something to look forward to.
Nice job for another freshman for Western Michigan.
2 freshmen leading off the beam lineup is incredible.
Shirley from Gilbert, Arizona. Finished second on beam and second in the all-around at the Arizona State meet. A nursing major for the Broncos. Western Michigan 47th in the nation in beam, and now Bowling Green back to the floor with Randy Morris. Morris's career high, a 9.850 on floor.
Opens up with an awesome double pike and stuck the landing. Second pass, a double tuck. Really impressive to watch athletes with 2 double tucks, double pikes in their routines. Floor takes a lot of endurance, so it just shows a lot about their athleticism. Front handspring Rudy to a layout step out. Satisfies a 2 salto pass required on floor. Great second routine for Bowling Green as well.
Falcons certainly having a big day and a big start. Beam routine in progress for Western Michigan. Again, it is Bice.
Just stuck a beautiful back handspring, back layout, step out series. Taylor Bice is looking really confident today on the beam.
Third event of the day for Bice.
Great leap pass. Finish with the dismount, round off, layout, 1.5, small hop. Otherwise, another fantastic routine.
She had a career high 9.825 at Central Michigan last weekend. Looking to continue with that. Halfway through rotation number 3. It's been nip and tuck so far this afternoon between 2 very good programs in the MAC.
Lexi Augustine talking to student assistant coach Marissa Buchler.
Augustine's second on the floor against Eastern Michigan last week with a 9.825. The Scottsdale, Arizona native. Her dad played football at Denison University in Ohio. Biology major, getting set to perform here today.
Fantastic athlete. She's a great smile and really fun to watch.
Both athletes now have a chance to kind of contemplate their routines, and when you have a bit of a delay, what is it like mentally for a gymnast? Good or bad?
It depends on the person, I guess, but you kind of are, it's a little bit suspenseful, so waiting for that routine to start is always exciting, but you want to get it going.
Back to the beam for Western Michigan.
Rachel Binkley.
Binkley back in competition this week after being a bit under the weather last week.
Rachel's a very consistent beam worker, so we're looking for a strong routine from her for Western Michigan. Back handspring layout, step out. Does a small wobble on that landing there. It's her acro skill, front toss. Saves that really well. And just a dismount and a stick. Great routine from Rachel Binkley, especially coming back from a sickness from last week. It's really fun to see her back in the lineup.
Terrific finish for Binkley, the academic all-MAC performer for Western Michigan. And back over to the floor for Bowling Green.
Great routine from Randy Morris. She's also one that's really fun to watch, very expressive in her floor routine and in her dance. Giovanna East talking to her about her routine, and a high five from Kayla Rose.
Big scores early on the first two rotations. Now trying to see how things settle down after this third rotation. Scores coming in. .9625 on that beam routine for Western Michigan.
Jessie Yunchai up next on the beam. That was a 9.8 for Randy on floor. Lexi Augustine up on floor.
Augustine's second on the floor against Eastern Michigan University a week ago. A 9.825.
Opens up with a front handspring, front twisting double. That first pass is an E tumbling pass, which speaks to its worth. So she gets some extra bonus points for that. Round off 1.5, punch front pike, another really strong tumbling pass. Some really fun choreography from Bowling Green. Last tumbling pass here. Front handspring Rudy. Beautiful finish for Augustine on floor.
Lexi Augustine, the Scottsdale, Arizona native, competing well, the sophomore for the Falcons. We heard a big round of applause for the beam for Jesse Yunchai for Western Michigan.
Rachel Underwood up next on the beam. She is our anchor on beam, so looking for a really strong finishing routine here as the lineup builds.
Finished second a week ago at Central Michigan with a 9.875. All-conference performer a year ago. And terrific student, academic all-MAC, pre-occupational therapy at a 4.0 GPA at the end of last year.
Rachel's got some beautiful lines on beam. She's poised and confident. Side aerial. This beam lineup is something Western Michigan has really built up since their first competition, their first home meet versus UIC. Back handspring, back layout, step out. Just a little balance check. Beat jump to a split jump 3/4. Very unique balancing pose from Rachel Underwood. It shows control. Just a dismount. Cartwheel, gainer, full, sticks the landing. Very, very strong finishing routine for Western Michigan on the beam.
Rachel Underwood tied a career high last week with that beam score at Central Michigan at 9.875 and certainly has a chance at that today here this afternoon. Rotation 3 finish for Western Michigan. Now we'll turn our attention over to the floor for Bowling Green. And it's Kayla Rose, the Hamilton, Ohio native. Kayla Rose last year at the MAC Championships tied for second place all time in Bowling Green history on the floor with a 9.95. And it was the final event of the MAC Championships a year ago in front of about 3,000 people, and she brought down the house.
She sealed in that final score for them. That was huge. And she just finished a beautiful routine. Awesome double tuck to finish.
Take a look at the earlier part of the routine for Kayla Rose, and she's a player who was on the all-tournament team at those MAC Championships a year ago, but she's returning from a pair of surgeries this year, and she's certainly happy to be back.
Opened up with a double pike where she stepped out of bounds just a little bit, so that is a 10th deduction. When an athlete steps out of bounds, out of the white tape line you see on the floor, that is a 1/10 deduction per foot.
And there's Giovanna East. Joe, they call her, the MAC Freshman of the Year a year ago. Sophomore from Zion, Illinois. Graduated from Zion Benton Township High School. And Giovanna East, and keep in mind that she is a sophomore. She has already had 25 top 3 finishes in her career. Finished first on the floor a week ago against Eastern Michigan University, and the fans are in for a treat here today.
Again, Giovanna's just that gymnast that has the power. She's very powerful, very poised, all at the same time. She's got such a great combination.
9.925 is her all-time career high on the floor.
Kira Hoy finishing on exhibition on the beam. 2.5 twist to a punch front tuck. She does a side tumbling pass here. Round off double twist. And it's very non-traditional. Most student athletes on the gymnastics, they go on the corner for their tumbling passes. But you are allowed to tumble any way you want.
Adds to the unique features for Giovanna East with this routine.
Last tumbling pass here for Giovanna. Front handspring, front twisting layout full to another front layout. Very strong finish.
Another solid routine for Giovanna East, the sophomore for Bowling Green, and they're certainly happy with that floor rotation. The coaching staff at Bowling Green told me that they thought Giovanna East could start for any program in the nation. Now we'll take a look at the exhibition that Western Michigan had on beam with Kira Hoy.
Back handspring, back layout, step out, beautiful. Great height on that dismount. That dismount's new for her this year. And stuck landing.
Kira Hoy, a senior from Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania, has accepted a job with the soccer team after her graduation. And the final exhibition of the day on beam for Western Michigan.
Dominique Militello. Another freshman competing for that beam lineup spot. Beautiful punch front layout full with a stuck dismount.
Militello finished first on the beam in the state meet back in 2017. 4'11" gymnast for Western Michigan. Penny Jernigan getting her team in a huddle, getting ready for that fourth rotation. It will certainly come down to the very end. We have seen some very impressive scores so far this afternoon, and it comes down to rotation number 4.
This is our second home meet. The freshmen are performing very well, as well as the upperclassmen. We're really excited to be here in University Arena today with our alums that are all going to be here. We're expecting a large crowd and an exciting meet. Well, the off season for us is mostly through the summer months, and so we kind of turn our attention more to recruiting during those times. The gymnasts are on their own, doing individual workouts. And so when they get back to school in late August is when our preseason starts, and that's when we really put in a lot of numbers, a lot of conditioning, a lot of routines, and just preparing to compete. I want to see enthusiasm. I want to see them be confident and get out there and get after it.
Penny Jernigan, she wants to see enthusiasm here today, and Western Michigan will certainly have a chance to put that on display with this final floor routine. Coach Jernigan in her 5th year, and Lauren Vandenberg alongside. What do you expect from this floor routine today for the Broncos?
So we're looking for a great rotation on floor. Western Michigan definitely needs to bring the energy and bring the fun, and that helps when the crowd gets into it and the team gets into it. So Western Michigan's hoping to finish out here with a high score, catch back up to Bowling Green, who's ahead by .325. Take
a look at the scores here this afternoon. Bowling Green on the floor, and they had a very big event. Nikita Kern started things off right for that team, and then it was punctuated by Giovanna East with the 9.875 in that anchor position.
Bowling Green definitely has such a strong floor lineup, and same with beam, so looking to see that on beam as well.
For Western Michigan, coming off that beam routine, Morgan Spence, the 9.825 to start things off, and then the duplicate score at the end with Rachel Underwood. For Spence, that tied her career high. Underwood a bit below that career high.
Final words from Coach Jernigan to Kiera Hoy as she leads off Western Michigan on the floor.
Heading into the final rotation, Bowling Green 146.825 and Western Michigan 146.5. Is there a chance for Western Michigan to make that up in this final floor rotation?
Definitely, especially with the enthusiasm that Coach Jernigan was talking about. If they can bring that to the table, they can make up that score. Huge front handspring, front double twist. That is another E skill. Saw a couple of girls from Bowling Green do the same thing. Just a small stumble on that lead pass.
Hoy a 9-7 on the floor last week against Central Michigan. Really hoping to start things off right for the Broncos here in the final rotation of the day.
Round off, whip, back layout, step out. Kind of a unique tumbling pass. You don't really see that often, but that fulfills Hoy's back tumbling requirement and her 2 salto pass requirement. Last pass. Front handspring Rudy to a double stag jump. Great finish for Hoy on the floor. You can see the team getting into it as well.
Kiera Hoy's career high on the floor came against Kent State back in 2016 with the 9.775. We'll see where she falls, beginning things off here today. And the beam has begun for Bowling Green in their final rotation, trying to put an exclamation point on the day.
Lots of excitement from Bowling Green. Nikita just finished her routine.
Take a look at the beam. Nikita Kearns, the freshman who has been a leadoff for this team most of the day and most of the year. The Waterford, Ohio native.
Gainer full dismount. stick. Huge start off for Bowling Green.
Fern's career high is a 9.825 on this event. Remember, just a freshman though, and a level 10 state all-around champion for 3 years in Ohio. Back to the floor for Western Michigan.
9.775 for Kira Hoy for Western Michigan.
So Kira Hoy does tie that career high to begin things.
Jessie Yunchai up on the floor. Her routine's definitely a lot of fun. Double pike to start. Throws up the W before her second tumbling pass. Punch front layout, front full. Awesome finish there. Switch ring. Lots of fun energy coming out in this routine. Exactly what Western Michigan needs. What Coach Jernigan was talking about. Final pass for Yunchai on the floor. Front handspring, Rudy. Great second routine for Western Michigan.
Jessie Yunchai, the senior from Shelby Township, Michigan. Third place finish in the MAC championships on beam a year ago. Her career high on floor came back in 2015 against Central Michigan with a 9.825. And over to the beam for Bowling Green. Alex Johnston competing in that number 2 position. Johnston, the sophomore from Washington Township, New Jersey, competed in every meet last year as a freshman.
Awesome finish on that routine.
It's been solid routine after solid routine today for this Bowling Green team. Starting 3-0. This is their first of 5 consecutive road meets in their schedule. Now back to the floor with Western Michigan.
Morgan Spence competing in her final event for the day as an all-around athlete.
Remember, Spence won that all-around championship at Central Michigan a week ago.
First tumbling pass. Front up back handspring, double pike. Great height on that. Second pass, punch Rudy to a stag jump. Switch side Copa. Looking for a strong finish from Spence here. Round off 1.5. Punch layout. Great finish for Western Michigan. That was the third spot on floor.
Morgan Spence, the all-around today. 9.75 on vault. 9.675 on bars. And a 9.825 on beam. Now we head to the beam for Bowling Green.
Lexi Augustine, just with a beautiful series and a stuck landing. No balance checks. switch leap, split leap 3/4. Full turn. Augustine's such a fun athlete to watch. Just the dismount. Cat leap, side aerial. Back layout full. Small, tiny hop. We'll see if the judges give it to her.
Augustine, the sophomore from Scottsdale, Arizona, coming off that impressive 9.850 on floor in the last event, and certainly lives up to the billing on beam. Back to the floor for Western Michigan.
Kelsey Hood opens with a huge double pike. Great landing. Western Michigan is hoping to keep building their lineup from here. Punch front layout, punch front full. Wolf 1.5. Nice clean routine from Kelsey Hood.
Kelsey Hood, the senior, was the MAC Freshman of the Year back in 2015. Also academic All-MAC. She once had a 9.9 on the floor back against Eastern Michigan in 2015 in that freshman campaign. Training in the all-around this year for Western Michigan, and now we head on to the beam again for Bowling Green.
Laura Mitchell, such an awesome beam worker. Also another really fun athlete to watch from Bowling Green.
Laura Mitchell from London, England. Second team all-conference back in 2015.
Side aerial to split leap. She opens with a very unique mount on the beam. Side semi aerial. Two single acro skills in her routine. Very impressive.
Mitchell, the MAC champion in the beam back in 2016.
Super confident here. Just the dismount. Ground off double. Great routine from Bowling Green. That was huge for them.
36 top 3 finishes in the career for Laura Mitchell. She is from London, England, as I mentioned, and their head coach, Kerry Turner, saw her as she was traveling in England for the first time as a middle schooler. Remembered her name and then eventually recruited her to come to Bowling Green. Over to the floor for the Broncos, hoping for a strong finish here toward the end.
Two awesome opening up tumbling passes. It's a new routine for Underwood this year. New choreography. She opened with a front handspring front double, which is also an E. Same first pass as Kira Hoy. And a front handspring Rudy to a punch back layout. Looking for a strong finish from Underwood here for Western Michigan. Front handspring Rudy.
Rachel Underwood, the junior from Cary, Illinois, was named the floor exercise MVP for this Bronco program last year in that postseason banquet. All conference a year ago. All tournament at the MAC championships. Just a terrific all-around student. Underwood's career high on the floor came last year with a 9-9 against Illinois Chicago, and now we have a chance again to look at the anchor for Bowling Green and Giovanna East.
Very unique mount. Almost it's a handstand roll onto the beam.
In that 5th spot today, they still have 1 to come after this.
Watch her here. She just soars on this series. Awesome. Straddle jump, tuck full. Switch leap to a straddle 3/4, small balance check there. Judges are looking for a choreography on the beam that shows difference in height. So they want to see you bend down, just a dismount. Round off 2.5, incredible dismount, stuck.
Terrific finish for Jo East. Her career high is 9.875 on beam, and that might be in jeopardy in a good way for her here today. Back to the floor, another young gymnast for Western Michigan.
Stacey Harrison opens up with a fantastic double pike. Nice controlled landing. Front layout full, punch front pike. In this anchor spot, Western Michigan is looking for a huge routine that's gonna finish them off strong. It's the last thing the judges will see for the day. Final tumbling pass for Stacey Harrison. Round up back handspring, double tuck. Fantastic finish for Western Michigan on the floor.
Harrison, the freshman from North Carolina, did her training in South Carolina. Had a 9.325 at Central Michigan on floor, and it will be much, much higher here today with a very good finale for the Broncos. And for Bowling Green, their anchor spot and final competitor of the day is a good one, Indian McPeak. McPeak has a score on beam which is tied for first all time in program history at Bowling Green, a 9.925. The Northern Ireland native.
Another fun athlete to watch on beam. She's got incredible confidence here. Back handspring layout, step out, solid.
University of Michigan transfer.
Cat leap side aerial. And just a dismount. Round off double and a stick. Great finish for Bowling Green.
Indian McPeak from the seaside resort town of Bangor, Northern Ireland, made her way to Bowling Green, Ohio, and has certainly impressed on the collegiate level. She's had 10 top 3 finishes in her Bowling Green career, but remember, she had transferred over from the University of Michigan. Was on the all-tournament team in the MAC championships on beam a year ago. And back to the floor for Western Michigan, we have an exhibition.
Katie Jennings looking to nail this final pass. She struggled with it a little bit last week at Central Michigan. Double pike, and she does. Awesome routine for Katie Jennings. That is a new routine for her. She added 2 double saltos in her routine and a new front tumbling pass. That's something that Coach Jernigan said she's been working so hard on. She's fighting for that lineup spot.
We saw the video earlier of Katie Jennings getting that scholarship, which has gone viral. The academic all-MAC performer from Rochester, Michigan. Stony Creek High School. Mainly vault and floor for this Western Michigan team. And one final exhibition of the day will put the icing on the cake.
This is Bowling Green's exhibition.
Julia Beyer getting the exhibition for Bowling Green. Beyer, the junior from Naperville, Illinois, graduated from Neuqua Valley High School. She attended the same high school as Western Michigan Bronco basketball player Najee Smith.
Back answer, back layout, step out. Feet weren't quite on the top of the beam there. Front toss to a beat jump. Back layout, step out to full twisting layout, dismount in the stick. Awesome finish for Julia Beyer as an exhibition for Bowling Green on the beam.
And back to the floor for that final exhibition of the day for Western Michigan.
This is Dominique Militello, freshman. Front layout, front full to a stag jump. And you can tell the team looks pretty excited about that. This is a great routine for her. Even in exhibition spots, it's really fun when the team gets all hype and involved.
Militello from Essexville, Michigan, and Essexville Central High School getting a big hug there from another freshman. It's been a big day for both of these teams, and they are adding up the final scores, and they're big ones for each team. They have not officially become official at this point, but it appears as though both teams will have above a 195 at the end of the day. There's head coach Carrie Turner talking to her team, the 11th year head coach for Bowling Green. Started as a gymnast, she said, at age 8 or 9. In 5th grade, she did a report. Her teacher asked her, "What will you be when you grow up?" And she said, as a 5th grader, "I will be a gymnastics coach." And that harbinger has come through. Here's the Bowling Green beam scores. They'll drop the lowest score. And a big finish from Easton McPeak and also Augustine. The unofficial scores have come in, but we will wait upon to officially get the paperwork to talk about it. Here's the Western Michigan floor scores. Kira Hoy started things off, tying that career high with a 9.775, and then look at those scores after that, wow. Lauren. What a final rotation for the Broncos.
Amazing, amazing. Exactly what Western Michigan needed on that final rotation to just creep ahead of Bowling Green, but those 9.8s all the way down the lineup after Kira Hoy. So they only count 5 of those scores, so they will count all 5 of those 9.8 and above. Incredible for Western Michigan. That is an awesome floor rotation for them.
Yunchai ties a career high with that 9.825. Morgan Spence sets a career high. Kelsey Hood a bit below her career high. Underwood just a bit below her career high. And that's a huge one in the anchor position for Stacey Harrison with a 9.85 to finish things off. And unofficially at this point, we have not gotten the official paperwork yet, but Western Michigan unofficially has a victory. They're at 195.675, and Bowling Green's at 195.5, and that will be the highest score of the year for Western Michigan if that proves to be true.
Both incredible scores from both teams. Anything above a 195 is very, very good. So early in the season, scoring 195, even 195.5 and above is really great for both of these teams, and hopefully both of them will be able to count for regional qualifying scores, which is ultimately what these teams are trying to do.
The unofficial final scores again, Western Michigan in front, 195.675 to Bowling Green's 195.5. And for Bowling Green, if that becomes true, that will be their largest score of the year by half a point. They had a 195.025 against Eastern Michigan in a win on Friday the 19th. It looks like a big, big day for Western Michigan, and they can thank that final rotation of the day on the floor. Stacey Harrison steps up in the spotlight, the freshman, to apparently give Western Michigan the win in that anchor position. Lauren, what about this meet today?
This was a fantastic meet. Between these two teams, probably one of the best that we've had for the past 5 years, watching these two teams compete against each other.
Once again, our final score, Western Michigan wins today against Bowling Green. So for Lauren Vandenberg, I'm Aaron Coyle saying so long from Kalamazoo. Final score, Western Michigan wins it. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live on the ESPN app, or to watch this entire game on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.